This book creeped me out, and I'm going to tell you why. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and first things first, I hope you had a most excellent, triumphant Christmas, and, well, if it hits you right, have an excellent new year. Now, Japanese horror titles are very rare. I don't see them too often, so when Yen Press sent me a review copy of their new Japanese novel, Born Ash, I was instantly intrigued. And honestly, this title really creeped me out. Now, Yen Press have been making a good effort to actually start and expand their portfolio. Now, you guys all know about light novels, but they have started to really expand into their novel line, and I've been enjoying them. I actually have been enjoying the whole way of being able just to pick up a novel and know it's finished from start to end, rather than having something that ultimately dragged out for an anime and for seals and more seals and more seals, and sometimes diluting what made a story so great. Born Ash is one of those titles that is self-contained. It's a one-shot novel. I don't know why I call it one-shot, it's just a novel. But this has been brought to us by Toe Ubakata. I know I pronounced that wrong. Please correct me in the comments. And this is a very creepy, and I mean creepy, novel. There's always something creepy about the darkness. There's always something creepy about the unknown, and one of the things that always manages to be creepy, if pulled off well, is a hole. The feeling of looking into something and not seeing the bottom, not knowing whether this is just a few meters deep or a few miles. Could you just jump into it and jump out? Could you fall into it? Could the hole swallow you forever? This is about an adult man who works as like a claims investigator for a construction company, and this construction company is building a new, like, I don't know if it's like a block of flats or a new like housing development on this patch of land, and he goes down through the construction and discovers something. He discovers what looks to be a ritual site. Now, Japan has a lot of, I would say, like superstitions and their own kind of beliefs in gods and religion, and, you know, like shrines to ward off evil, and, you know, shrines for the dead and stuff like that. And this really comes into effect as he delves into the darkness of the bottom rungs of this construction site. He discovers a shrine used to ward off curses, and in that shrine is a hole with dust, bone dust coming out of it, a hole that has been used in the past for something else. He finds a man chained up in there, and, thinking on his feet, he lets the man free. And what ensues is quite a thrilling title. A title that tugs at your heart, tugs at the things in the corner of your mind. This is a shrine for the dead. And as the title goes on, the man starts to see things. He starts to believe things. He starts to discover Ash. Born Ash. Ash that just clings to everything. Ash that seems to be following him around. And in the back of his mind, there's the hole. A hole that has been used to swallow up people. A hole that is hungry. A hole that is waiting. A hole that wants him. As you would probably expect with this is about curses, this is about death, this is about moving on. This is a very dark, but very subtly dark read. And it's not going to appeal to everyone. If you want your overpowered isekai protagonist going around bedding every woman he can find, you're not going to find it in Born Ash. But what you're going to find is a novel that's incredibly chilling. This says a lot of things. This says a lot of things about moving on, about how development, how construction can hide away things, how something that looks so new can be hiding a dark past. It's about keeping things close to you that's important while remembering the things that matter. As the novel goes on, as our protagonist starts to dip into the curse, as he just starts to discover the curse that is not only on him, but is starting to spread to his family, to his pregnant wife, to his very young daughter. He starts to have nightmares. He starts to realise the whole wants him. The whole wants his family. The whole is always hungry. And in order to try and solve this, he starts to take things into his own hands. He starts to look for the man who is being used to satisfy the whole, to purify the whole. However, this man is unfortunately homeless. And this is a story about homelessness. This is a story about the people who are often forgotten about, and the people who start to disappear one by one. And there's a lot of really good messages in Born Ash. It's a title that I just didn't know what to expect going in, and I've kept things very, very, very basic here. Born Ash gave me nightmares. There's a few scenes in here that stuck with me. I was obviously reading this late at night. I went to bed. There were scenes in here that stuck through me through the night. This is not a novel that's going to be forgotten about. This is a novel that will stick in your mind. It will constantly creep on you, and you'll start to get a bit of a fear for the whole. Born Ash was an interesting read. It's not an easy read. I would not say it's an easy read, at least the first half of it. There's a lot of setup. Obviously, we don't know about insurance claims. We don't know about how social media will affect construction companies. We don't know about the curses. We don't know about rituals, and all of that needs to be explained. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say technical jargon, but there's a lot of setup and explaining of things in the first 100 or so pages. But once the ball gets rolling, once things start to get set up, this one is an absolute fantastic title. Absolutely creepy, really unsettling, and it's not one that's going to be forgotten about anytime soon. Yen Press published this over here, and I believe it's been out for a few weeks now. I would wholeheartedly recommend it if you want something that's going to be not necessarily a huge plain horror, but something that's going to get under your skin. I found with a lot of Japanese novels, I know Fox Tales did the same thing, that Japan is really good at telling horror stories that get under your skin. Stories that just don't seem right. Stories that fit into the world, our world. And Born Ash is another fantastic example of that. Wholeheartedly recommend it. Do check it out, and thanks to Yen Press for sending a review copy for it.